Hi Stampers, this is Karen Phillip. I'm a Stampin Up Demonstrator and I'm pleased to show you how to make this card. It's called the Fancy Fold Pop-Up Floating Card. And when you open it up, the inside pops up and kind of floats there. And here is our mechanism. For the club sample, same thing. I used a circle. You could do any shape. You don't have to do just the birdhouse. You lift it up, it floats, and again here is the mechanism. I got this idea from a fellow demonstrator, Dawn Griffith. So let's get started. You will first need a piece of 11 by 4 1/4 by 11. So in order to make, and that will be this, the pumpkin pie that I'm using, and I'm using the Zinnia Designer Series paper. So the first thing you're going to do is glue this. If you get a kit, it's not sealed down, it's just using some temporary adhesive. So I'm going to glue this down, and when you do that, you do it, thingamajobby, you do that with putting the adhesive just around the bottom, or around the border. So I'm going to try to do it so that you can really imagine it, how it's supposed to be. So here's your full piece. You'll flip it over, put your adhesive on the whole piece, just around the edge. There you go. And again, I'm trying to show you so that you can do it like from the beginning. I cut these all out ahead of time for my club members just so that it would save time during club. So I did not put any adhesive at all in the center. So this basically would be this whole piece. Hard to show when you've already got it cut out. Okay, so this would be like so. This piece will go on there like that. Okay, so now we will take our die. Let me get that out so I can like really show you. Again, this is one piece. The whole thing is glued onto the pumpkin pie color. And the die I'm using is the entire die. So what I will do is, or what I have done, open this up like so, put your die on where you want to cut out, like that. It has both pieces. It has the two together, because the designer paper you should not have put any adhesive on here. You'll run it through your machine, and when you remove this, you have these two pieces. So that's what I was trying to get to, but I wanted to show you exactly. So on the video that I watched from Dawn, she cut another piece of designer paper, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to use what I had. So what you can do is take a nice background, and the opposite side, if it works with it, which this one does, then just use the opposite side. Then you don't have extra paper kind of all over the place. So now I'm putting this on to my cutout of the birdhouse in the pumpkin pie. Try to do this quickly. So that goes right on top of that. Okay. Then we will decorate our birdhouse. And there's some little pieces here that just go on here like so. And I just cut some of the Blackberry Bliss. This will get glued on like that. And this little burgundy or Blackberry Bliss goes on the bottom. I also cut out a hole. This up a little bit. I cut out a hole, and then there's another little piece of the hole that just goes right here. And I just put that on a glue dot, like so. So this gets all glued together. And because I messed up on this little piece, I'm just going to not glue it, but show you. You'll get the idea. I'll glue the center on too, so that you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, I'm just trying to save time in the video. Alright, we're going to set that aside for now though, and we're going to do the inside first, because if you don't, then you'll have to tear it off because you need to glue onto this. So what I did is I took a couple stamps from the stamp set, and it says there's a hello friend and a little flower. So I'll do the hello friend in the black. Just going to stamp that on the bottom right, like so. And then I'm going to take the Blackberry Bliss ink. Oh, I did that wrong. Alright, I did that wrong. I need to stamp my my sentiment in the Blackberry Bliss. So I will do that now. Stamp that in Blackberry Bliss. There we go. And then we will stamp our bird. We'll just do them both in Blackberry. Okay, like so. Then we'll color in our little flower. I'm using blends. I'm using the Dark Berry Burst. And we're just coloring the little flower here. It's quick coloring. And then I will color the leaf in. You could use light Grand Apple Green or, oh, what's the lemon lime twist, that's what it is. Okay, so that's all we need for the stamping on the inside of the card. We will put this onto the card on the inside. And it's good that cardstock has two sides, because there's my mess up. Alright, we'll just stick that on here. Like so. Now we will work on the mechanism. Everything's like flying all over the place here today. Okay, so the mechanism is a piece of cardstock, whatever color your base is, and that is, we're making that, this is 2x4 scored at 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if you can see it or not. So we're going to fold it on the score lines. Now you can see it. Okay? We're going to fold it in half, and we're going to put some glue onto this one little quarter here, this little piece right here on the outside. The folded edge is toward you. Just, that's very important. So I'm just going to glue and glue works better than tape because you need something strong. So I have that. I'm going to flip it over. The folded edge is still toward me. Open this up and just center it as best as you can right by the fold line. So you don't want to be on the fold line, you want to be just below it, like so. Then instead of putting adhesive on this part, because you have a little bit of the house, the birdhouse, I'm going to put adhesive right on the card itself. And we're going to just put it the width of the this little piece here, right on the birdhouse. So you can see it's like right there. We will close the card. Give it a little rub. You need it to set, otherwise it'll pop off. Okay, so that's what it'll look like. It'll look kind of weird. So then we're going to open this up. I like to press it down and make sure that this can open all the way. And here's where you're going to be the boss of the cardstock. So you just push it down and rub it so that it's all flat. And that's how that'll look. Next, I'm going to leave that open. We take a little piece 2x1, 1x2, and score it in half on the 2-inch side. So you score it at 1, fold it in half. Again, the fold will be towards you, and on the top part, we will put adhesive on this top square. Flip it over. Again, the folded side is towards you. And we will set it down right in the center, like so, right on top of this one square. I'll pick it up and show you here in a second. Okay, so you can see that it's on this top part. Again, fold towards you, so it's facing me, and that's how it'll look. Because there's a peak, the peak part here, I'm going to just trim it. Sorry. I'm going to trim it just a little bit. You don't have to do this on everything, but because there's a peak here. So now when I fold this, it will not get caught on this little peak part. So you can, so that's where I cut it, and here's where my card is. So I just didn't want it to get stuck. In fact, this one needs a little bit of a trim here. And this is one of those you got to kind of play with until you figure it out. Okay, so closed, it'll be like so. This pops right in there. Again, it just pops right in there. All right, now we will take our birdhouse, and I'll glue all the decorations on later, but we can just do for mechanism part. So now I'm going to put adhesive on this little square, the top portion only. And you don't want to, if you glue works the best because you have a little bit of wiggle room for time, but if you do use glue, you want to make sure that you don't push it all the way to the edge because it would ooze out. So now we're taking our birdhouse, again pretend it's totally decorated, and start at the bottom. I like to start at the bottom, kind of put it in the groove of the holes, and just hold it down. Now you're going to hold it from the top and lift up to make sure that it's working. And again, that's where the glue works nice because this is just a little off, so now I need to move it. I'm just holding it so that the glue doesn't let go. Okay, so that's how that part works. So now, it's kind of crooked here. I don't know what I did. But again, that's why glue is nice. There we go. So you just need to kind of slide it a little bit, and now it just pops right up. If you want to, there are some little teeny weeny edges on from the die, and it has little bumps. I don't know if you can see them or not. Probably not. Alright, so there's just little bumps, and I'm just trimming those off, and that way they won't get caught because they're so little. And I'm also going to take them off of, right, my scissors need sharpening. There's also little bumps on the birdhouse itself, so we're going to trim those off. It's hardly visible. You can see the, well, maybe you can't, the little schnibbles. That's all there is, just these little schnibbles there. And that just helps it to move a little smoother. There we go. Okay, so I just trimmed those off. And basically that's it for your birdhouse. Again, this will be on here. And this will be on the top. And this will be below it. And these are all from the die set, of course. And then I will stamp a bird and color that and put that on there. Let me get a finished one again. I did add a couple of iridescent gems, and I just put those right here. And basically that's all there is to this. The bird is popped up. Make sure that you put him in the center, not so that it doesn't interfere with the opening right here. And that's really it for this card. Looks more difficult than it is. So thanks for watching, and have a great day.